I believe that there is one definition of success per person. If you ask 10 persons in the room, what is success for you, you'll have 10 different answers. In a way, success is something you pursue all the time. I don't think there is one moment you said, oh, I have the success. Because whenever you have any kind of success, you aim at another one, and then another one, and then another one. I think success is being able to be in the process of pursuing something and doing everything you can to get to where you want, to obtain what you want from life. That's success. And it's something that is a work, constant work in progress. Real success is being able to maximize your potential and being able to tell yourself, I'm doing the best I can. I'm improving every day. I'm getting closer to my goals every day. The key is to enjoy that process of being on the way to reaching what you want to achieve in your life. And I believe that's the real success is there. I understand that it's not easy for someone who feels he's not successful to think he is. I understand that. But first of all, it's not because you're not successful that you'll not be successful. You are failing if it's the end of the road. But it's up to you to decide it is the end of the road or not. Like everyone who has succeeded in life will tell you that they failed 10 times or 100 times. So failure, the problem in France and in some countries is that people feel a lot that failing is the end of the world. But failing is nothing. Failing is just getting information about not getting to where you want at a certain point. It's a great feedback, and then there is another step, and then another step. So you can have 10, 20, 100 failures to get finally to the great success you want to achieve. I always give this example that I think is striking. When you're failing, you feel you're lost. I'm not where I want to be. I'm lost. And you can be lost physically and be one street away from the destination you want to go to. So the feeling of being lost, the feeling of failure is just a feeling. It doesn't correspond to anything in real. It's just a moment in time where you're not where you want to be. But that's one way to look at it. I look at it in a way that I fail, but I can look at it in a way that, oh, that's great. I have a lot of information about things that I've done. Some have worked, some haven't worked, but now I know much better which way to take to get to where I want to go. Everything in life is about the light you put on it. Do I look it through this camera, or this camera? If you look at an event through this camera, you failed and it's a disaster. You look at the same thing with this camera, you think, yeah, great, I have a lot of feedback. I'm not where I want to be yet, but with this feedback, I'll make another step towards the direction where I want to go. And if you're able to think like that, you are successful because you're on the way to your dreams. And you don't feel like at any moment I'm a failure, which is negative, is not helping you at all, and it brings discouragement. And there is no reason to be discouraged because you don't fail until it's the end. And the end, you will decide when it's the end. And you'll decide when you'll be successful. Some people might think they're successful because they have what they have money, they have time, they have children. So in a way, technically they have what they want. But they stop growing. They stop moving. In life, when you don't move, you move back. You can't be happy being stationary. You are happy when you're developing. That's why I love tennis, because I see people who are 60 years old and they try to improve their tennis. I see people who are 40 years old, they never played, they're studying, they want to be better. That's life. Life is exciting because you are developing yourself. Developing in anything you do and you like to do, you try to do better, to become better. Maybe even better than success, I would say happiness is in the process of improving, of discovering new things, of understanding things with a different angle, growing. It's about growing. And you will find out that most of the people who feel they are successful and there is nothing more to do, they are very unhappy. Most of them. You have the cliche of the person who's rich, successful, nice car, nice house, beautiful wife, children. Wow, this person should be the happiest. Talk to them, you'll be surprised. A lot of them are not that happy. Unless they are still in a process of developing themselves, developing what they're doing well already to do better, discover new things in life. Happiness and success is in the process. An idea that is very strong, which I've experienced a million times, is that all of us, we are the result of all our experiences. You put all our experiences next to each other, and this creates, in a way, us. Of course, we have been built much before. We have our childhood, of course, the heritage of the family, the parents, etc., etc. But after that, it's just a combination of maybe 10 events per day. And it's not about the experience, it's about the confrontation of the event, what happened, and how you felt about it. What did you feel feel emotionally about it, and which conclusion did it bring to you. I give you one example. For the first time in my life, I'm cooking. It's a disaster. It's very stereotype, huh? But just to understand the process. I'm cooking for the first time in my life. I'm failing. The food is terrible. People say, oh, you're not really good at it. In my mind, I'm a terrible chef, and I will maybe never be a good chef in my life. That's an experience that brings to a conclusion. We have 10 experiences per day that give us hints about what we do well, what we don't do well, where we are confident, where we're not confident. So that's why I always say that all the positive experiences you have in life builds your confidence. If every day, whatever you do, you win and you have positive feedback about what you do in something, you end up thinking, I'm really good at that. And the more you think you're good at that, the more positive experiences you're going to have in that special area. So that's why I always say it's better to win than to lose. It's better to have success than to fail. But it's all a question of balance. If you have enough self-confidence that you have built through positive experiences, and if you intellectually understand that a failure is just nothing, is just a feedback, then the failure doesn't hurt your confidence, and is not such a bad thing. If you don't have enough confidence, then and you don't understand that the failure is not such an average thing, it might hurt you a lot and destroy your confidence, and you end up not being able to achieve a lot of things. Because once you create throughout those experiences a feel about your abilities and what you're not able to do, you spend the rest of your life confirming what you already think, and you always find a way to confirm what you think. So you'd better not set in stone negative things. That's why the players who are failing a lot at a certain moment of their career, it's extremely difficult to flip that and bring them to success again, because they have formed a lot of negative, strong beliefs about themselves that they spend their time confirming, and you have to deconstruct that. So to come back to the subject, the idea is you build the confidence of the people throughout positive experiences that they go through, and then they are completely able to handle daily failures and look at themselves, looking at what the mistakes they've done, so they grow. But you need a very strong basis of confidence. I believe that to judge whether it's a good choice or a bad choice, whether you did right or you did wrong, is about the result. Are you happy with the result? And that's a very important topic. Why? Because most of the people, when they don't get the right result, the one they expect, they blame somebody, because they just can't handle to take the responsibility for the mistake, because it hurts their confidence. Their confidence is not strong enough. So to keep their confidence, the little confidence they have, they blame somebody else. When you blame someone else, you don't learn anything, because the reason why you don't get the result is not your fault, so you didn't get any feedback that helps you be better. And that's, I think, a very important point. So if you are able to look at yourself after a result, whether it's good or bad, okay, I have a good result, this is what I did, so probably a lot of things that I did were right, because I get the result. On the other way, I didn't get the result, what did I do wrong? Example in tennis. Every time I coach a player, when the player loses the match, my first question is, if you play the same player tomorrow, what do you change? I'm not blaming the player. I just make him think, what did I do wrong that I have to correct for next time? And you don't make it a big deal. You just say, next time, what do I do different? I didn't get the result. What do I change? But this question, me as a coach, I ask myself the same question. When my player is going to play the same player tomorrow, what will I do different because my player didn't win? My responsibility. The best way and the only way to know if you did right or not is to check if you're satisfied or not with the result. My first long experience with a player, and very positive, was with Marcos Baghdadis. He joined my academy when he was 13 and a half years old and ends up being a Grand Slam finalist. I end up losing the relationship with him because in my mind, he loses his way. I try to put him back on track. He doesn't listen, and we're just like that, and it doesn't work. And at the end, we are not in a good relationship. So if I take a step back, that was my first really, really serious collaboration. If I take a step back, I think, oh, but he's stupid, he's not listening to me, he should listen to me. I brought him to a Grand Slam finalist, and now he thinks he knows everything. That's the wrong way. Because when I do that, I blame him. But I didn't get the result. I wanted him to be back on track and winning Grand Slams. He didn't win Grand Slams. And worse, I lost the relationship with him. And I was almost considering him as my son. So it's terrible what I did. So I'm not happy with the result, and I have to take the blame for that. Maybe he has also some things to blame himself about, but that's his problem. My problem is with me. I could have done different, and I could have done better. What did I do wrong? That was my first big failure. What I learned from this failure helped me so much for all my other collaborations. And I believe that this never happened again. Like, I always found a way to keep a very good relationship with all my former players that I have worked with. even though I stopped with them, because for some of them I stopped. And I had to find a way for the relationship, the collaboration to stop in good terms. And again, I learned also that it's not the player that should listen to you. It's you as a coach who has to find a way to get heard. That's our job. So when I hear a coach telling me, oh, this player doesn't listen to me, I hear I'm not able to have him listen to me. But that's the whole topic about taking the responsibility or putting the responsibility on somebody else, which I think is completely wrong. But again, to be able to handle the responsibility of everything that happens in your life, because everything that happens in your life is up to you, everything. A lot of times people say, yeah, but I'm doing a good job, but this guy is destroying my job. I say, okay, talk to this guy, find a way that it stops. You can. So in a way, everything depends on you in life. To be able to handle that responsibility, you have to be confident enough. And this is a process to build that confidence so that you can handle taking the responsibility for everything that happens to you. If you pursue success, I will give you 4 things. The 4 things to bring you to success have to depend only on you. Otherwise, it's not a good advice. First, goals. You have to have goals. If your goals are not precise and they don't depend only on you, you're not going to get anywhere. Otherwise, you will depend on luck. So set goals, very clear goals. Short term, middle term, long term. Second, discipline. You need extreme discipline. I always take the example of Cristiano Ronaldo, who for me is an example of incredible work ethic and discipline. Like there are probably 100 guys who have the same talent as Cristiano Ronaldo, but there is only one Cristiano Ronaldo. Why? Because he has the discipline and the work ethics. Once you have the goal, if you're able to have the discipline and the work ethics, you're going to reach your goals. And when you reach your goal, you go to the next one, and then you go to the next one, and then you go to the next one, thanks to the discipline and the work ethics. And the last point, which is also as important as the other ones, the 4th one, it's the team, the people around you. The way you are surrounded is so important for 2 reasons. First reason, you're going to end up thinking like the people who are around you. If the people around you think like champions, have the great mindset, it's gonna lift you up. If they have a bad mindset, it's gonna put you down. Slowly but surely. And second, we know how much self-confidence is important in order to achieve things, because when you are confident, you have high goals. You are not scared to put everything in place to reach your goals because you believe you're going to make it. To have the confidence is a key. The people around you can bring you confidence or take confidence away from you. You have to make sure that the people around you are your number 1 supporters, that they believe in you even more than you, that they will support you every day, and that they never point at your mistakes every day just to make you weaker. Strangely, but it's a fact in sport. If you look at the teams, a lot of times I think, wow, these guys are not helping the player at all. They're just pulling the guy down. They're not trying to, but they're negative. They just see, there are 2 ways to look at someone. You can look at the glass half full, or you can look at the glass half empty. Some people will look at you and think, oh, this guy is amazing for this and this and that. I love that in this guy. He has this quality. He's fantastic for that. This is one way to look at you. And that's true. But there is another way to look at you, is to say, oh, I don't like when he does that. Oh, he's weak here. Oh, this is not a great quality that he has. It's true too, because we all have great qualities and flaws. We're talking about the same person, but we're talking about 2 ways to look at the same person. So if you have people who look at you as a glass half empty, they're gonna just destroy you. Even if they don't say it every day. The way people look at you, you feel it. You know it. You know who looks at you, up to you. You know who looks down to you also. So make sure people look up to you around you. They're gonna bring you so much positive energy every day, help your confidence, and with these people, you're gonna go a long way. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video and want more tennis tips, first, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then follow me on Instagram at Mouratoglou. See you very soon on the tennis court.